Hi, this is Elise with Coaching to Thrive. This is the first video with regard to stress management. Today we're going to do an overview of stress in general. So let's talk about stress. What is it? It is that thought, that feeling, or action that we've got going on in our life that causes us to feel stressed out. What do I mean by that? Well, when a situation happens where it activates our stress, usually it is because something has occurred that makes us feel off balance, out of sync, agitated, upset, whatever those types of situations are that bring about that reaction, it puts us under stress. It could be that somebody said something mean, or somebody took advantage of you, or somebody interacted with you in a way that made you feel worthless. It can generate thoughts of lethargy. It can generate thoughts of feeling like a victim. It can generate thoughts of self-doubt. It can cause you to feel apathetic. It can cause you to feel hopeless or anxious or any other types of emotions that take you in a downward spiral instead of building you up. So I think of it like an energetic analogy where I'm talking with somebody and they'll say, I am just tapped out on energy today. I feel like I just don't have anything left to give. That is an energetic reaction to some type of a stress going on, whether short-term or long-term, that causes thoughts and feelings to come about that turn into an action of feeling anxious usually. Or maybe the thought and the emotion that you feel like you're experiencing cause you just immediately get angry. That's another example of a stress reaction to whatever is happening in your life that is dumping essentially adrenaline and cortisol into your system, hormones into your system that immediately start tearing down your body so that you do have this fight or flight response, and you're just doing everything you can to just feel like you're keeping your head above water. So stress is something that every single person goes through. Nobody's immune to it. So what do you do when the stress comes? Those are some of the things that we're going to be exploring in the stress management series. Stress comes. Let's take something basic like somebody told you they thought that this is an extreme example. I hope people don't really say this, but somebody came up to you and said, "I do not like that dress on you. That makes you look fat." First of all, wow, I hope somebody wouldn't say that. But if they did, what's going to happen to your body? You're immediately going to be influenced by your self-perception of your body, and it's going to dump stress into your system. It's going to make you feel energetically self-doubting, maybe angry. Whatever that emotion is that you feel from the thought that just came about because of somebody saying that to you, all of that is stress. It came from an influencer in this particular instance where you've got this body image happening. You also have a little bit of a social influencer happening there where you're putting stock in what somebody else thinks about you, and that comes into play, and you've got all this stress that you now are stuck having to deal with something with it. Whenever we deal with stress, there are several things in play at the same time. One of those things in play is, how is that making you feel? What kind of energy is there around that thought and that feeling? Another thing that is in play is, what is influencing the way that you think and feel. Identifying that is a very beneficial process. Another thing that's going to come up with regard to this stress point is something called a block. And we're going to explore blocks over time, where we've got inner blocks and we've got outer blocks. Usually this type of thing is going to start at an inner block level, where you're dealing with the way that you're thinking about yourself, or the way that you're thinking about the world around you. Things that may have happened in the past contributing to the stew pot of stress that you're dealing with. So all of these types of things go into stress. Now, this series is all about management of stress. So the first place I'm going to leave you with is some thoughts for you to jot down for yourself and think about, what are your stressors? Think about what brings you a sense of stress. Think about what you feel when you feel stressed out. Think about what kinds of thoughts you experience when you feel stressed out, or you're thinking stress thoughts. And then the final piece, the action, think about what usually comes about because of the way that you think and feel about this stress point. And we're going to explore various things related to stress and how to handle stress, because while this is called stress management, ideally what we're shooting for is an ideal situation where you learn so quickly to identify your stress and how to interact with that stress that you're not just managing your stress, you're just living in your moment, and something happens and it might be an instantaneous moment of stress, but then you let it go, you move on, and it no longer impacts you. So the ideal situation is not holding the stress, letting it go, and shifting yourself into a place where you would love to live at. So that's all for now. Wishing you an awesome day, and I'll catch you on the next video.